All right, now it's one of the biggest questions of 2019. How will the United States and China resolve the trade dispute? Will they or won't they? Now, the United States President Donald Trump has said that things are in fact going very well with China, and yet he maintains reports about sanctions being lifted were false. And now news agency Reuters reports, citing 3 credible sources, that the United States wants to police China's trade reforms. Now, what does this mean? Well, last year, as the United States imposed sanctions on the world's second largest economy, China pledged to open up its economy. China, in fact, promised reform, and the United States was pleased to talk. And now it is learned that the United States is actually pushing for regular reviews of China's progress on pledged trade reforms as a condition for a trade deal. And if China violates the agreement, then more tariffs are in the pipeline. Now, these are tough negotiations, but then the United States and China are in the midst of a war, a trade war. So what does it mean for investors and also for the world economy at large? Now, in simple terms, investors will, of course, shy away from businesses and assets that have taken a beating because of the trade war. And less money would, of course, mean a slowing economy and fewer jobs and even job losses. Now, the negotiations between the United States and China continue for the time being, and the US proposal has actually not gone down well with the Chinese, although it has not derailed the negotiations at least. And it's also not clear as to how often the United States wants to assess the Chinese progress. The Chinese source who spoke to the Reuters agency said that it looks like a bit of a humiliation for China, and the two sides have to find a face saver for the Chinese. Now, experts have also indicated that an enforcement and a verification process is unusual for trade deals. The disputes over trade are usually dealt with through courts and the World Trade Organization or through arbitration panels. But then Donald Trump's team has even criticized the World Trade Organization for failing to hold China accountable for not fulfilling its promise of market reforms. Now, the United States wants more of its companies to enter into the Chinese market, and the US president is using methods that have never been seen before. The question, of course, is will the Chinese agree to the American policing their economy and market reforms as will be required for them to in fact bring an end to this bitter trade war? Now, China's vice premier and the lead negotiator is in fact due to visit Washington for the next round of talks at the end of this month.